Soles of the feet come together on your back, in the middle of your mat. Yeah. Have one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, if that's comfortable for you, or just have your palms facing open. Any options. Close your eyes for a brief moment. And just connect. Connect to your breath, your body, and any feelings that you have, start to detach from them. Allow yourself just to enjoy the next 60 minutes, however that looks like for you on your mat. Blink your eyes open, extend your left leg forward, hug your right knee in, and just give it a soft squeeze. So as you grab below the kneecap, interlace the hands, and then flex your left leg so your calf stays down. Draw your shoulders down your back. Draw your right leg a little closer. So you want to feel your low back down on the mat. Draw your navel in. And then keeping all that in place, start to lift your shoulders up. So like you're going to bring your forehead to your knee, but keep your neck nice and long. And then slide your arms forward like a Pilates roll up. So now the back of the shoulder blades are lifted up off the ground. My right leg is bent in half. My navel's drawing into the back of my spine. It's like you're in a plank, but you're rolling in. Yeah, then float your left calf up off the ground. Connect to Ujjayi breath. Inhalation is through the nose. Exhalation is through the nose. And just begin to feel your body. Press down into the mat a little more. Draw your arms forward towards the skinny edge of your mat, the front edge of your mat a little bit more. Keep the lift of your left leg, then float your right leg straight up. Flex the right leg. So your right leg is lining with your hip socket. Your arms draw forward. Flex both your feet very actively. Hold. Inhale your breath. Exhale, reach forward more. Bless you. Reach forward a little more. Stay with it. Fire up your core. Take another big breath in. Relax your left calf. Grab behind the fleshy part of your right hamstring and draw your right leg towards you. Good. Soften the shoulders down the back. Feel the back side of your right leg grow longer. Releasing the hamstring. This is a really healthy way to release your hamstring. You're not struggling. You're just finding peace with it. Let your right leg fall to the floor. With your right leg staying long, hug your left knee in. Give it a just nice little soft squeeze, nothing too aggressive. Start to feel your low back staying down. Letting the left hip joint just warm up a little. Keeping your right calf down to begin. Keep your left leg in its place. Reach your arms forward, hover. So your shoulder blades start to lift. Your arms draw forward to the skinny front edge of your mat. And then you can float your right calf from the ground if your low back's okay. Keep sliding your chest more forward towards your left thigh. Keep the neck long. Reach forward more. Hold. Lower back pressing firmly into the mat. Belly drawing to the back of the spine. Activating here. Firing everything up. Flex both your feet. Stay with it. Reach forward a little more. Keep the lift of your right leg if you can. Left leg fires up straight. So it's like your legs are in a split. Left leg stacks over your left hip. So your leg isn't coming forward or back. It slides right into the socket. Reach forward. Flex both your feet. Hold. More breath. You feel your core. Good. Make sure your leg wedge isn't coming too much towards you. It's straight up and down. Another big breath in. Relax your right leg. Grab behind the fleshy part of your left thigh. Pull the leg a little closer. Give yourself a nice passive hamstring release. Let the shoulders go down the back. Flex both your feet. And then let the left leg fall to the floor. Good. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Rock and roll a few times here. Get some momentum. Cross your ankles, plant your palms, and step to a downward facing dog. Spread your palms wide. Let your head go. Take up a lot of space on your mat here in downward facing dog. Look at your feet. They should be about hip width distance, roughly. And your hands are roughly the width of your mat. For some of us, that's a little too wide. So you kind of have to work it out. But most importantly, index fingers are forward. The creases of the wrist are forward. So there's no turn of your shoulders. And then you have to check in, like what's going on with the hamstrings. Maybe you need to bend your knees a little bit or a lot. And there's really nowhere you need to be, so you just kind of work through it. Let the head go. Let the shoulders move away from the center line of the body. Feel your outer arms hug in. And believe it or not, when you're in a down dog, you want to engage your core. You don't want to feel like you're sucking your body in. You want to engage your core because this is considered, you know, an inversion in a way. And there's a lift of your ribs. Let the head just be free. Hold yourself up here. Lift your hips up off your shoulders a little bit more and then plug down. Pick something to focus on that's not moving around the room. That's called your drishti. That's your focus, your focal point for the practice. It's obviously going to change as you move. Roll forward to a plank, stack your body. Alignment first, always. So from down dog to plank, you may need to take a longer stance. Yeah, it's okay to make those adjustments. Good. Know the modification. If this is just too aggressive for you this morning, just drop your knees and support. Broaden across the upper shoulder blades. You want to feel the outsides of your body beginning to hug in. That's what's going to support you. Press down more. Draw your hip points up a little. Fire up the core. Fire up your thighs. Feel your outer heels and outer part of your ankles hugging in. Stay with it. Lengthen from your crown of your head all the way through the backside of your heels and then vice versa. Bring your gaze to the front edge of your mat. Good. Start to bend your elbows in half chaturanga or drop your knees if you need support in here this morning. Re-straighten your arms and pause in your plank. If your knees are down, you can keep them there. Rebend your elbows, supported chaturanga or regular chaturanga. Your neck is neutral. Hug in. Re-straighten your arms to a plank position. Do it slow. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Feel the weight in your thumb, your index finger, your baby finger. Re-straighten your arms to a plank. Downward facing dog, hips pressed back. Good. Step your right foot all the way forward and through into a low lunge. Be on your fingertips. Keep your left hand down. Peel your right arm open into an easy twist. So if you're tight in your shoulders, you can slide a block underneath your hand. Yeah, bring the floor up to you. If your right arm feels kind of busted up, have your hand on the back side of your low back and give yourself the support that you need. Integrate your outer right thigh bone. Make sure that it's not winging out. Let the shoulder blades slide on top of one another. And then when you twist, start to look up if you can. The twist is happening from the area of your upper ribs. Activate your back left leg and just breathe. Feel the weight in your right heel. Integrate your left leg more. Look to the floor. Take both hands to frame your right foot. Keeping your right foot where it is. Turn your back left foot into a warrior 2 foot. Don't come up. Your back foot turns enough that the thigh bone goes on an angle. Your right arm is going to rest on the top of your right thigh. Your left arm is going to reach straight up or up and over. You're not coming up. Soften the shoulders. So we're working from the ground up in this morning's warm up. Grip your right glute, the same action that you had in that easy twist underneath you. Take your bottom ribs and turn them. Left arm can just be straight up. Shoulder of your right shoulder is soft. It's almost like your right arm isn't there. Everything else is holding you up. Back left leg, it's hard to see a lot of the left legs, but make sure it's on a strong angle. And you're able to breathe. Stay with it. Look to the floor, circle both hands in the inner arch of your right foot. Begin to pivot, don't come up. Both feet are parallel to the edges of the mat. You're in a wide straddle. Yeah, come to the fingertips, long spine. Exhale, fold. Bend your arms like chaturanga in between your 2 insteps directly underneath you. Let your head just go. Bring your weight forward. You're in a wide straddle. This is called Dande Mana Bikatapada Paschimottanasana. I always surprise people when I say that. Good. Let the weight just drift forward. Let the head be free. And you're not doing that much here. You don't have to do that much. Just let your waist lift you up and let your crown of the head drop down. Come to the fingertips, long spine, look forward. Begin to creep to the left foot towards the back of your mat. Pivot your left foot. Your right heel is lifted. You're in a low lunge. Right hand down, left arm open, easy twist. The same thing goes. What happens on the right happens on the left. This practice is all about consistency. Sit deep into your front thigh. Feel the weight in your back leg. Grip your left hip and glute underneath you so things aren't winging out. And just find your breath. Just find a smooth, steady flow of breath through the back of your throat. And then start to make the movements that you make very slow, connecting to that. Good. Another big breath in. Look to the floor, both hands come down. You're going to turn your back right foot onto its side. Keep your left foot where it is. Left forearm comes to thigh, right arm reaches up. You're in a modified extended side angle. You're not coming up. Grip your outer hip in. Twist your bottom ribs. Soften your left shoulder. Your right arm could just wrap straight up or it can come up and forward. It's up to you. Feel your feet on the floor. Stay with your breath. Notice if your mind is racing, like, oh, I need to move, I need to do this. There's nothing you need to do. You're just right here holding this pose and enjoying your body arriving to the practice. Take another big breath. Look to the floor. You're not coming up. You're circling your hands down. You're pivoting your left foot. You're moving slow. Come to the fingertips, long spine one more time. Fold over your legs. This time, walk your hands through your feet. So now your arms reach back. And then see if you can get more of a stretch through your upper shoulders. Lift your hips and your waist up and fold. Bend your knees as much as you need. Slide your hands back even more if you can. Bring your torso closer towards the front of your thighs. Let your head go. Keep your weight evenly distributed. Begin to slide your gaze forward. Hands come out in front of you. Start to pivot to the front edge of your mat again. You're back in a low lunge. Walk your right foot over. Come to tented fingertips. Good. Swing your right hip back. Activate your back leg. Open up your arms like Superman arms. If you're in a tight space, arms can just reach back. You can also cactus your arms. But ideally, if your arms are straight out like a capital letter T, that's what we're going for. Hug your thighs in. Activate your back leg. Modification here is to drop your back knee at any point. Grip your outer hips in from your shoulder girdles. You're going to sweep your waist up, your arms up, and rise to a high lunge. Arms go straight up towards the sky. Gaze goes forward. Sit into your front thigh, not your knee. Really important. Back leg is strong. High on the ball of your back foot. Your hip points are forward. Your arms energetically reach to the sky. Your gaze goes up. Good. Stay with it. Grip your hips, fire up your legs. Hands come to the frame of your front foot. Keep your right foot where it is. Turn your back foot onto its side. Don't come up. Grip your right hip underneath you. Your back leg is strong. This time, arms go out wide again, if they can. If not, they just go back. The same action. You're setting up your feet for warrior one. Grip your hips in. Steer your right hip back. Sweep your arms out and up. Warrior one. You should feel something significant in your front thigh. You should feel like you're working your thigh bone. Steer your right hip back, your left ribs and waist forward. Energize your arms up, reach up a little more. Sit a little deeper. Hands come to frame your front foot. You're going to step to a plank. Hold plank. Gaze comes forward, bend your elbows, chaturanga. Slide your chest through for an up dog. Fire up your thighs, point your toes. Do it slow so you can feel what's happening. Hips up and back from your hips, downward facing dog. Land your left foot forward into a low lunge. Come to your fingertips and pause. Steer your left hip back, activate your back thigh. Reach your arms out like a set of airplane wings. Go straight out to the side. This is great because it's teaching you to really use your legs and your hips to steer the pose and your feet. And also breathe into the front side of your body. Anchor your feet, root to rise, high lunge. Do the best that you can. You can always drop your knee. Back leg strong. If you find that your left knee is ever sliding forward over the front part of your left toes, your stance needs to be longer. Pick up more space. Activate your back leg. Stretch up higher. Look forward. Sit a little deeper. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Keep your left foot where it is. Just turn your back foot onto its side. Steer your left hip and outer thigh under you. Reach your arms out again. Back leg strong. Arms can just reach back if you don't have the space. Grip the hips, fire up the legs, root to rise, warrior one. Move the energy, sit into your front thigh. Sometimes you have to slide the leg a little more forward so you can sit down a little deeper. Your waist lifts, your left hip steers back, your right ribs forward. Feel the outer blade of your back foot. That's the strength of the pose right there. Hands come down to frame your front foot, step to a plank. Fire up the sides of your body, bend your elbows, chaturanga. Pull yourself through a slow, methodical up dog. Take your time with it. Take a downward facing dog, hips press back. Look to the top of the mat, 2 big steps to get there. When you arrive, long spine. If the hands don't make it to the floor, they slide to the shins. Exhale, fold over the legs. Root to rise, come all the way up, feel the ground. Drag your hands to prayer and heart center. Drop your arms, stretch the arms straight up towards the sky. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine, or hands to your shins. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer. Drop your arms, link your movement with your breath. Arms up, look up, dive in half over bent knees. Come to the fingertips, long spine, fold over your legs. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer. Stretch the arms straight up towards the sky, sit into a chair pose, weight goes into your heels. Let your seat move back. Waist lifts, collarbone spreads. From your elbows to your fingertips, you straighten your arms. Your gaze goes forward. Drop down more. Don't worry if anyone's looking. Stick your butt all the way back. Yeah. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. 2 big steps to get you back, or you can float to a chaturanga. It's up to you. Upward facing slides you through. Downward facing presses you back. Right foot lands, back foot onto its side, warrior one. Anchor and come up. Hands come down to frame your front foot, plank. Move through your vinyasa, upward facing, downward facing. Slide your left foot forward, turn your back foot onto its side, warrior one. Everyone has a different pace and rhythm. Move at your own. Hands come down, plank, chaturanga. Upward facing, slides you through. Downward facing opportunity to kind of feel what's happening. Leave it behind. Let your head go. Plug down into the mat. Look where you want to go. You can step, you can float, feet to the top. It's up to you. Long spine, weight is forward. Exhale, fold. Sit into a chair. Weight goes into your heels. Look forward. Press up to stand. Drag your hands to prayer. Couple more of these, guys. Stretch your arms up. Link your breath with the movement. Sit into chair. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Step or float through your vinyasa. Everyone's vinyasas can be a little different. Upward facing, downward facing. Right foot forward, back foot onto its side, warrior one. Bring it right back down to plank, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, fire up your thighs. Downward facing dog. Left foot lands, back foot onto its side, warrior one. Hands come down to your plank. Bend your elbows or skip. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Let it go. Leave it behind. Arrive into your practice. Anchor your hands. Look where you want to land. Step or float. Feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Sit again into a chair. Weight goes into your heels. Aren't we having fun? Sit a little deeper. Yeah, don't take yoga so seriously. Just allow yourself to just feel and have fun and do what you can. Press all the way up to stand. Drag your hands to prayer. Let's do another one. Stretch the arms up. One more. Sit again into chair. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Come to the fingertips, long spine, step or float. Upward facing, ankle bones hugging, downward facing. Right foot forward, back foot onto its side, warrior one. Hands come right back down, plank. Lower half, upward facing, fire up your thighs, downward facing. Left foot forward, back foot onto its side, warrior one. Hands come down, plank. Vinyasa or not. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Plug down. Get some energy from the ground. Look where you want to go. Step or float. Feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold. Sit again into a chair. Weight goes into your heels. Nice work, guys. Press up to stand. Drag your hands to prayer. Good. Standing on your left leg, hug your right knee in, just like we did on our backs. Hug your right knee in, give it a good squeeze. So just do this much. Left leg is your power leg. Good. Draw the navel in, fire up your left thigh, flex the foot. If you can reach down, grab your big toe, slide your left hand to your hip. Go ahead and do that much. If you can, extend your right leg forward. That's the next step. Everything can be done in steps. Left leg is strong, right leg can have as much bend in it as you need. Left arm extends up. Good. Soften the right shoulder down the back. Grow the pose from the standing left side of your body. Reach up, look forward. Draw the belly in, draw the waist in. Make sure you're not dumping into your low back. So important. And the imperfections of this pose make things interesting. Keep the right leg lifted, switch the grip. Grab the outer edge of your left foot, or you can do this with a bent knee and then slide your right arm back. So it's up to you how you want to move. Your drishti, your gaze, can move through the side wall to the back wall. But think about your right arm. It's just getting as much energy as your front arm. Lengthen. Let the crown of the head extend up and reach. If you fall, you get back in. Not a big deal. Stand up a little taller. Keep the lift of the leg. Start to pull your eyes forward. Right leg stays lifted strong. See if you can keep the leg out in front of you, arms up. Keep the arms zipping up. Lift the leg a little higher. Hold. Lift it higher. Stand up taller. Lower the right foot. Sit into a chair. Sit deep into chair. Drag your hands to prayer. Inhale the breath. Hook the elbow. Turn to the right. So it's good to look down because I can't see in everyone's boxes. Like, are your knees together, your feet together? But start to get in touch with your real estate. Yeah. And check in there. The nature is the left side of the body wants to wrap around. So see if you can swing your left hip back a little. And then get in there. If you want to open up your arms, you can. If not, just stay in its basic form. Chair twist is where we're at. Gaze goes right, maybe looking up a little bit. Weight continuously shifts into your heels. Tailbone moves back, crown of the head extends forward, spine is long. More breath to allow you to really explore the pose right here. Keep the shape of those legs, don't move them. Pull back around to a chair, look forward. Dig down a little deeper. Yeah, sit a little deeper, see what you can find. It's just a feeling. Press up to stand, draw your hands to prayer. Drop your arms, let it go. Nowhere to go. Right leg strong, left leg draws in. Hug the knee towards the navel, just do this much. I like working this way because some days your balance is crummy and this may be as much as you can do. So don't feel bad if this is where you are. Just stand, breathe, and feel. If you'd like to move on, it's up to you. Hook the big toe with the peace sign middle finger. Right hand will slide to your hip. Then the leg should extend forward pretty naturally. The domino effect over here. One person loses their balance, then everybody goes. Right arm extends up. Look forward. Tailbone is long. Yes, try not to tuck it under. Lengthen it to the ground. Lift the side of your ribs, your belly in, extend up. Look forward. Keep that gaze fixed. How can you soften? Maybe it's just in your breath. Keep your gaze fixed. Keep your leg lifted if you can. Right leg stays strong. Start to switch the grip. Outer edge of your foot or with a bent leg. Left arm will peel back. Your gaze will begin to move with you. Keep pressing down, twisting only where there's a rib. Stand up a little taller. You got this. Begin to bring your gaze forward. Keep the lift of the leg. Swing both arms up. See what you can find. Lift from your low belly. I don't care how high the leg is. The leg can be down lower, but see if you can lift it up a little higher if you can. Keep lifting the arms up. Lower the left foot down. Sit again, chair. Drag your hands to prayer. Hook the elbow, turn towards the left. So this time it's the right side of the body that likes to turn. So make sure that your feet, your knees, your thighs, everything stay nice and lined up. Your spine is long. You should be able to breathe in the pose. If you can't, good efforts, you went too far. Maybe look left, maybe look up. Maybe open up your arms if you want more. Stay grounded, stay even. Good. Weight stays in your heels. Pull around to a chair. Aha. Look forward for me, guys. Keep sitting, keep sitting, keep sitting, keep sitting. Take your bum to the floor, slide your feet out in front of you, take your palms flat. Let's set up this way. Supported boat pose, just like this. Palms go flat, feet stay down for a moment. Good. With the palms flat, start to lift the legs up. Legs bend to a 90-degree angle. Chest lifts. You decide what you need, maybe tented fingertips. Maybe your palms can really zip up towards the ground. Draw the thigh bones closer towards the navel. Lift the sternum and the chest up. Look forward. Spark up your toes towards your nose. Stay with it. Sides of your body zip you up. Palms stay flat. Start to lower to an Ardha Navasana, which is a hovered position. If lower back is sensitive this morning, legs can lift at any angle that work for you. I'm showing some different options. 90 degrees, halfway, most intense will be hovering. Shoulder blades hover, heels hover, thighs grip in. Hands feel like they're sliding towards the front skinny edge of the mat. Keep the palms down, pull yourself back up, palms down, supported boat. Lift the collarbone and the chest. These look great, guys. Good. Last big breath in. Cross your ankles, place the palms. Step or float through a vinyasa, it's up to you. Upward facing pulls you through. Downward facing presses you back. In your downward facing dog, bring your feet together like you have one leg. Roll out, lean onto your left hand, Vashisthasana side plank. Right arm extends up. Modify with your bottom knee down. Two arms on top of one another, your gaze, your drishti begins to look up. Adding on today if you care to, okay? Keeping your hips in the alignment that they are, your right leg is gonna lift 2 inches from your left foot, and it's hovering. Your right arm reaches up. Good, hold there. One more little thing if you'd like to add on, keep your feet the same separation, turn your right toes up, not your hip, just your right toes. Lift from your bottom left hip towards the sky. Lower the foot down. If it lifted, look to the floor, plank. In your plank, pause. Hug your right knee in, round your spine, and draw towards the center line of your body, hold. Grip the sides of your arms in. Hug the right leg closer to you, like round out your back deeply. Deeply, deeply, deeply. Keep at it. Keep looking forward now. Step your right foot forward and through. Cartwheel, take your left foot down, cartwheel open, warrior two. So we're coming up to an official warrior two. This is where you work out your stuff. Your right foot is forward, your left toe is on a strong angle, your arms reaching across your body, your right thigh wrapping under you and back. Lengthen your tailbone. Steer your right inner thigh open. Yeah, the nature is that knee wants to turn in. So think inner part of your thigh to the outside of your baby toe. And then embrace the feeling here, last few breaths. Make sure your waist stays long. There's no turning of your ribs. Keep the shape of your legs. Begin to move into an extended side angle A. Block to the outside of your foot. If you're not feeling it today, arm can go back to the top of the thigh like we did before. Grip your right hip and glute underneath you. Turn up your bottom ribs. Yeah, slide the left arm straight up to begin. Look up, and then if you want more, the arm can wrap forward. Think about the outer part of your right leg, pressing pretty firmly against the inside of your right arm. Anchor your left leg from the blade of your left foot all the way through your left fingertips. There's a pretty strong line of energy. Crown of the head is spitting out over the front foot. The waist is long. Turn the bottom ribs towards the sky. If you're outside, look up towards the ceiling. The sun is coming out here. Stay with it. Make sure the weight's not moving into the toes too much. Feel the weight in your heel. A few more breaths. Left arm straight up. Anchor your feet. Pull up warrior two. Try to take the bounce out. Warrior two. Look forward. Circle both hands to the floor. Move through a vinyasa or meet in a dog. Upward facing dog is a back bend. It's a new breath. Take that opportunity there. Downward facing dog, hips press back. Feet come together. Yeah, one leg. Look forward. Lean onto your right hand, Vashisthasana side plank. Left arm extends up. Modify with your bottom knee down. Stack the two arms to begin. Look to the sky. So your bottom right hip is doing a lot of work. Lift up from there. Grip your right bicep and tricep in. And then if you want to try on more today, slide your left foot away from your right foot about 2 or 3 inches. That's it. Don't turn your hips open. If you want more here, don't move your hips. Just start to turn your left toes up. That's it. Keep looking up. Keep reaching up. Lower the foot if you lifted it. Look to the floor. Both hands down. Pause. In your plank position, take your left knee round your spine and draw your left knee towards your forehead. Good. Draw in more. Feel the outsides of your body gripping in. Land your left foot smack in between your hands. Turn your back foot onto its side. Circle open, warrior two. So I always look down. I got to check out my feet, make sure they haven't gone all over the place. Your left foot is forward. Your back right leg is strong. Your arms reach across. Your side body is long. And then pick something to focus on, or better yet, if you can, close your eyes. Even if your eyes are closed, just envision your inner thigh. Turn it to the outside of your baby toe so you can get that external rotation. Sit deeper. Hold yourself up right here with a strong breath and strong focus. Sit a little deeper. If your eyes close, blink them open, come back. Begin to shift into an extended side angle A. So options for modification are always there. Your arm can just rest in the thigh. So my nature in this pose is I want to stick my left glute out. So I'm going to do the best work that I can to tuck it underneath me, turn up my bottom ribs, and slide my right arm up. Then I begin to look up. So I check in here and make sure I have all my points of reference in alignment, and then maybe my right arm can slide forward if I can still keep the breath. Left outer thigh rests against the inner part of your left arm. Anchor your right leg. Slide the right arm more forward. Yeah. And then look up. As things start to heat up, don't check out, check back in right here. A few more. Good. Right arm up. Pause for a second. If you know you're going to need your block, because we're going to pivot to the other side in a second, just grab it in your left hand if you only have one. Pull yourself up, warrior two. Warrior two. We're not vinyasing. Straighten your left leg. Turn your left toes in. Move your block to your right hand and just place it down to the front edge of your mat. Turn your right foot out. Turn your left foot in. Arms reach out. So my right leg is facing the back edge of my mat. The left toes on an angle. My arms reach across my body. So we're setting up for triangle. Triangle pose. Triangle pose. Yes. Slide your right hand to your right shin, your left arm up. Use a block to the outside of your calf. That's why I suggested having it there if you feel like your arms are not like Inspector Gadget today. Hand can rest in the front of your shin. If you're super flexible and you feel like you're not going to dump down, I'll encourage you to grab maybe your big toe today. That's something that I'm not going to do, and it's not going to look pretty. Yeah. Stretch up. Good. Find lightness in this pose, the best that you can. Grip your outer hips in. Feel the lift of your side ribs. Now start to look down. Keep your left arm straight if you can. Slide your block out in front of you. Float in one motion to a half moon. The block a little to the right. Come to your fingertips. Maybe your hand has to come to your left hip. Maybe your arm can stay up. Bottom ribs begin to turn. Left foot and leg stays really engaged. Spark it up. So if you're finding your right arm too close to your torso, give yourself the opportunity to find the lift of your waist. Yes, so bring your block a little bit further out to the right and more forward. If you'd like to add Shavasana today, bend at your left knee crease, reach back, grab your ankle. Remember, the kick doesn't go up, it goes behind you so you can get a true back bend. Soften behind your right knee. Maybe get lighter in your bottom hand, come to 3 fingers or 2 fingers, maybe 1. Stay with the breath and the feeling. If you took a bind, and also known as Shavasana, release out, regular half moon. Stay long, stay lifted, keep your core engaged, look down, float back, move your block with you, triangle pose if you have it. Triangle pose. Few more breaths in triangle. If you'd like to work your core a little bit more today, left arm wraps forward towards the side of your mat, right arm reaches up, turn your bottom ribs and hold. Like you're holding a ball in between your 2 hands, but you don't want your torso dumping down, guys. Turn the ribs towards the sky, look up. Anchor your feet and your legs, begin to pull yourself up to stand, slide your hands to your hips. Turn your right foot out in a little bit, turn your left toes out to the skinny edge of your mat, make sure your feet are still in the same line of energy. Move your block with you if you only have one. Set up your arms, triangle pose. Set yourself up here for Trikonasana on the left side now. Right arm reaches up. Use a block to the outside of your calf if you need it. Bring your dristi up. Keep your left foot forward. Begin to look down and making sure that foot stays forward. Right hand can come to your hip. Slide forward into half moon. Block off the edge of your left baby toe. Right arm extends up. Flex the foot. This is a hard one when you're on your own and you're not a studio because it's really hard to tell the alignment. But if you look down the side of your body, you should be able to see your toes. Maybe you want to add the bind. Bend your knee, grab your foot. The kick goes behind you. You should feel the stretch of the front thigh, front part of your thigh. Bottom ribs turn, soften behind your left knee, and maybe get a little lighter in your bottom hand. Stay with your breath. If you took Chopasana, release to a regular half moon, extend your right arm up. Lift from your inner thigh. Now the transition isn't so graceful. Try and make it graceful. Lightly and slowly step back, Trikonasana, triangle pose. You're still on the same leg. Good work, guys. Right arm up. Soften behind your knee. Make sure you have adequate space between your 2 feet. And then if you want to add the core exercise here, your right arm is going to wrap forward, not in front of your arm. It wraps forward. Your left arm comes up like you're holding a ball. Bottom ribs don't turn down. They turn open, so your side body is long. Soften behind your left knee a little bit. Hold. Good. Stay with your breath right here. To get out of this pose today, left hand down, right arm up. Look to the floor, circle both hands down. Step to a plank. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Pull yourself through a glorious up dog. Downward facing dog, hips press back. Exhale all the breath out. Look where you want to go. Step or float, feet to the top. Long spine on the inhale. Exhale, fold over yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart center. Bring your hands on your hips. Couple options here. Hands can just stay on your hips or they can slide up into reverse prayer. I'll turn so you know what that means. Reverse prayer is like this, okay? Broaden across the upper shoulders. This doesn't work out for you, feel like you're poking your stomach out, go fist to fist. And you can work with halfway up the back. Keep your right foot where it is. Step your left foot back about 3 feet. Walk the right foot over to the right. Keep about hips width distance. Inhale the breath. Lean back just a tiny bit so you can slide the hands further up your back. Exhale, fold. Begin to fold into your front leg. Yeah, and if the hand variation is like requiring too much for you, then just take it out of the mix. Julie looks really good. Yeah, make sure that front leg stays a little bent and really work on steering with your back leg. The back leg is actually your strongest part of the pose. Kristen looks great. Nice work. So you want to keep thinking about your back leg staying kind of glued to the mat, but your right hip needs to lift up and back. Scissor your inner and outer thighs together. Start to press down into the floor, come up halfway and pause. Halfway and pause. Wherever you are with your hand variation, start to slide your arms back like you have that beach ball behind your back. So lift your chest up so you have a little up dog. Slide your right hand to the flat part of your back. Slide your left arm forward like we're shaking hands. Keep a lot of extension. You should feel your back leg and your left arm. And then with that, your your left hand either comes to your right shin, or if you have a block, place it to the instep of your foot, the appropriate level for you, and begin your triangle with a twist. Trikonasana revolve triangle. Slide your hips back, keep your spine long, and it's not how far you go in this pose, it's how you're doing it. Anchor your legs. If you want to take your right arm open, go for it. Keep steering your hips back. Keep that spine long. Waist is lifted. Look to the right, maybe even look up. Stay with this or look down, float to revolved Ardha. Right hand can come back to the flat part of the back for the transition. Weight comes forward, block moves out in front of you, back leg lifts. So I'll challenge a few of you that are maybe in this revolved Arda. Kristen, it looks really great. Soften behind your right knee a little bit and then come to tented fingertips. Just do that much. Soften a little bit more and then see if you can maybe lift your fingertips an inch and let them hover. Steer your hips back, lift your inner thigh, turn your ribs a little to the right and see what you can find. It may only work for a breath. Look to the floor wherever you are, both hands down. Step your feet, hips width distance. Come to the fingertips, long spine. Fold over your legs. See if you can drape your hands down to the floor, your hands around your ankles, and let your head go. Lift your hips up. So your feet are about hips width distance. Your head is hanging free, and you're taking some variation of a forward fold. Begin to look forward, halfway up, hands to your hips. Come the rest of the way up. You can keep your feet hips width distance. Hands can stay on your lower back. Choose your hand variation here. Hands slide up the back if you're going for reverse prayer. Step your right foot back. You can also clasp the hands. About 3 feet, walk your left foot a little to the left. Inhale the breath. So I take a little bit of a back bend here so I can slide my hands further up and broaden my shoulders. And then I start my descend. And depending on where life has had you the past couple days, your descend may only be halfway down. So don't get caught up and I need to be somewhere. Let the head go. Anchor your back leg. Like really think about your right thigh bone, like lifting and engaging those muscles off the kneecap, anchoring the blade of your right foot. And then with that energy, begin to steer your left hip up and back and then see if you can drape down deeper. Couple more. Press into your feet, start to come halfway up and pause. Wherever your arms are, just slide them back, triceps wrap in, envision a block or something in between your two hands. Bend your left hand in half, place them to the flat part of your back, drive your right arm forward. Shoulder blade is now in its socket. Really lengthen with your back leg. Slide your right hand to your shin or to a block, and this is the best, most practical way to work into our twisting triangle. Steer the hips back. Slide the left arm up. That's the next step. So the poses are awesome. The transitions to get to the pose is really what makes the pose even more practical. Like we can do them. We can do these postures if we take the appropriate transitions to get there. Anybody can do anything. Stack the body the best that you can. Continue the breath. And then stay with this, or if you'd like to challenge yourself with revolved Arda, I slide my hand to the flat part of the back, move my block out in front of you, and then I'll float my back leg up. And then maybe the arm can reach up again. So it's a similar pose, but you may not be able to keep the arm up, depending on you. And then for those that want to be challenged more, soften behind your left knee a little bit. Come to the tippy part of your fingertips of your right hand. And then see if you can float the fingertips an inch from the block. That's it. So you're not using your hand at all. Continue to steer your right leg up and back from your inner thigh. Turn your ribs to the left. Look up. You're kind of floating in midair here. Another big breath in. Begin to look down. Place both hands down. Pause. Take a giant step back into a low lunge. Plant the palms. Step back to a plank. Bend your elbows to a chaturanga. Drag your heart and your chest through for an up dog. Take a downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward into a crescent lunge. Stay with me, guys. High lunge, crescent lunge. Arms reach up. Bring your hands to a prayer. Keep your torso really upright today. Begin to turn to the right just a little bit. Good. Grip your right hip in, keep your torso upright, open up your arms in opposite directions, pause. Steer your right hip up and back, activate your back leg. Gaze comes forward, start to lean with your left arm forward, hook the elbow, and begin the twist. So I do it this way because if you get here and you're like, okay, this is awful for me, I feel terrible, take your hand down to the instep and take this like more like an easy twist. Or drop your knee and give yourself a break. Grip your hips underneath you, activate your back leg, look to the right, turn up your breath. Feel the weight in your right heel. Twist open a little more. Look down, place both hands to the floor, step to a plank. Bend your elbows, chaturanga. Drag yourself to an up dog. Take a downward facing dog. This is it. Step your left foot forward, not forever, but just for now. Rise up, high lunge. Feel your feet, feel support. Drag your hands to a prayer. Keep your torso upright. So try it this way, guys. Really sit into your front thigh, activate your legs, heel your hip, and then just start to turn a little to the left. That's it. And then open up your arms. Then bring your gaze back for a second and see if you can really stretch across your body. Sit deeper. And then keeping your arms really open and wide, begin to look forward, tip the back of your tricep to the outer part of your arm, and then see if you can come into that twist. Good. Zip up the outer thighs. Couple more. Lean back a little, get the crown of the head to line up with your back right heel. Make nice with this pose. I know. Right here. Look to the floor, place both hands down and pause. Walk your left foot to the center of your mat. Swing your right knee up. You're going to come to sit for Ardha Matsyendrasana, seated spine twist. Give your butt enough space to sit so you're not sitting on your right heel. Left leg is bent. If this is uncomfortable for your knee, the leg goes out. Right elbow hooks to the outside of your left thigh, or you can give your knee a little squeeze. Left hand close to the flat part of your back as you begin to twist. Lengthen, look over your left shoulder. If you would like more within this today, reach for the outer blade of your left foot with your right hand. Extend the leg straight forward. Lengthen, look over your left shoulder, continue the twist. This isn't for everyone, I'm just offering things. Good, rebend the foot to the floor if you took the extension with the leg. Come back to neutral. Good, counter twist if you want, there's no purpose for it. I've asked every anatomy teacher, come back to center and just switch the legs for me. Bottom leg is now the left leg, right leg on top. Two butt cheeks down, right hand behind you, hug the knee, look over the right shoulder and twist. Yeah. If you want to add the leg extension, reach for the outer blade of your right foot. The leg doesn't come on an angle, it goes straight. This is your IT band, your TFL. Look over your right shoulder, lengthen. Try not to dump back. Release the extension of the leg. Come back to center. Right here, I want to set you up for double pigeons. So you're going to slide your left shin to the front edge of your mat and take your right ankle over the edge of the knee. Yeah, lift your seat up for me, ladies, and then lower yourself back down. If this is really not available to you, single pigeon is always the option. Yeah. Or you can go onto your back. Good. There may be a lot of space between your right knee and your left foot. That's okay. Inhale the breath, lengthen your arms up, flex your top foot, and then start to slide your arms forward and fold. So it's an external rotation of your hips. It's called fire log. You want to line your two shins up so they're as close to the front edge of your mat as you can get. Good. It's a humbling pose for most of us. Whenever you're resisting, just let it go. Pull your chest up nice and slow. And we're going to switch sides. So just switch the legs. Yeah, bottom leg is now the right leg unless you got confused. Yep. 2 shins on top of one another. Guys, I lift myself up because I want to make sure I'm sitting in the right spot of my butt, right? Flex the top foot, reach the arms up, and then start to hinge. This may be as far as you go, and then you may have severe pain. So this may be your stop. Hands can come down. You can slide blocks underneath your hands and keep yourself more upright. Look at the front of your mat. Make sure your shins are lining up as close to it as you can get. Stay with it. Start to bring your torso up. Unravel your legs. Take your feet flat to the floor just like this. Take your palms, flip them towards you, okay? So the fingers face towards your butt. Inhale your breath. Keep your feet hips width distance apart. Exhale your breath. Lift up to reverse tabletop. Keep your neck neutral for me. Lengthen your tailbone. From your tailbone to the backs of your knees, create the back bend. Press the palms down. Broaden the upper shoulders, feel your outer arms, get grounded here, feel all the 3 points of your feet press into the mat. Good, slide your seat back, flex your feet, press down, lift and broaden your chest. Bend your legs, reverse tabletop, look up, lengthen from your tailbone to the backs of your knees. Slide your seat back, flex your feet, lift one foot, broaden your shoulders, press down. Lower the right foot, bend your legs, reverse tabletop, lift the tailbone, anchor your feet, keep the breath flowing. Slide your seat back, flex your feet, lift your left foot. Lower the left foot, bend the knees, one more time, lift the chest, anchor. Slide your seat back, see if you can lift both feet. Ha ha. Lower down. Lay down on your backs. Take your blocks with you. We're just going to finish off here with a final back bending. If you know you need your block for bridge pose, take it the long direction, slide it underneath your lower back now, and set yourself up. So do one set of bridge, supported bridge before you decide to move on. Make sure your feet are forward. Yeah, and it may feel just really good to just extend your legs up. I can't see the block, Jules. Which direction is it going? Okay, yeah, wrap the arms around, interlace the hands. Good, and make sure the legs don't wave towards you. They're stacked right on the hip joints. Nice. If you went into a bridge or supported bridge, you'll stay with the block if that's what you like. If you'd like to move on, flip your palms, bring your chin to your chest, take a giant breath in. On the exhale breath, don't come to the crown of your head. You're going to come up in one piece, full wheel. This isn't for you. You just stay where you are. Steer your feet forward, bridge your wheelers. Lift from the tailbone to the backs and the knees. Let the head go. Exhale the breath, come out. If you're just up on a block, stay a little longer. We'll take one more full wheel. So just come down for a breath. And here we go. Flip the palms, bring the chin to the chest. Take a giant breath in. Exhale your breath wherever you are in your practice. Just try and go one more round. Come all the way up. Meredith, flex your feet strong towards your nose. There you go. And create a little back bend for your upper shoulder blades. When your legs are up on the block like that, that's how you want it to feel. Lift a little higher if you're in a full wheel. Nice work, Kristen. You're like, can I come out? Exhale the breath, come out with control. If you're up on a block, bend your legs in half. Take your feet flat to the floor. Remove the block from underneath you, and then lower down slowly. Slowly. Yes, hug your knees to your chest. Give them a big squeeze in. And then take a happy baby. Grab the outer edges of your feet. Pull your knees around your rib cage. Yeah, lengthen the low back to the mat. Feel the backs of the shoulders plug to the floor. And then hug the knees in really tight. Give them a squeeze. And extend the legs out for Shavasana. Complete rest. Yeah. Separate your feet. Separate your arms. Surrender to the floor. Let go of the breath. And then enjoy the quiet. Take a big breath in. Take a loud, complete exhale breath out. As you move this morning, move slowly in your body. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give them a really active squeeze. And then slowly pushing yourself up to a seated position. Sit up nice and tall. Try and resist opening your eyes. Just stay in the final moments, because this, even though we were moving for the past hour, is a moving meditation. So letting your body just come back down. Feeling your nervous system calming down. Feeling everything calmer. Bring your hands to prayer. Bow your head for a moment. Have some gratitude for this great practice. Lift the head, open the eyes. Namaste. Thanks for joining me, guys. Really nice to